Hey, Christopher, aka Moof, pseudonym Moof at Stock Attacks. Still wearing my headphones. Oops. Anyway, so Moof at Stock Attacks here. And today I'm actually really excited about this video because I'm going to be discussing a technique that you could use to buy some of your favorite stocks for unbelievably cheap. And I don't care if you're trading Virgin Galactic, Catalyst, Alibaba, Amazon, Sony, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Plug, Peloton, Nike, PayPal, Facebook. That's just pretty much the Robinhood leaderboard. But anyway, I don't care what stock you trade. There is a method to buying shares of the stock that you like best at deeply, deeply discounted prices. Now, it won't work every time. It won't even work most of the time, but it might work some of the time. And the kind of discounts I'm talking about are like 75% off. I've done it before myself. I'm going to share everything in this video. If it sounds like something you're interested in, stick around and watch. And as you know, I normally give you like a cheat sheet at the beginning of the video. Like if you don't have the time to watch the whole video, you can just watch the cheat sheet. There's really no way of cheat sheeting this out to you, so you're going to have to watch. But either way, if it's interesting and you think you want to learn about it, stick around. All right, so once again, this is Moof at Stock Attacks, and we're going to be discussing how to basically buy your favorite stocks. And I don't care what stock it is. Any of these stocks you want to buy at a deeply discounted price, there's a way to do it. And you're going to have to understand a couple of things real quick. The difference between a market order and a limit order, let's say. So why don't we start there? Okay, so let's say you want to place a limit order. So what's a limit order? A limit order is probably what you're already using, but what it means is it's equivalent to walking into a car dealership and saying, I want to buy a Ford Mustang, and I am willing to pay you $54,000 for this particular model, and I'm not going to pay a dime more. That is your limit. That's the most you're willing to pay for it. That's a limit order. Same thing with stocks. You say, I'm willing to pay $115 per share of Apple, and I'm willing to buy 5 shares at that price. If someone's willing to sell them to you at that price, at that limit price, then you have a deal. A market order, on the other hand, is when you walk into a car dealership and you say, I want to buy a Ford Mustang, and I will pay whoever is the first person to tell me their Mustang is for sale, and whatever they ask for it, I'm going to pay them. That's what a market order is. So that means if somebody says, yeah, I got one, $120,000, you've already agreed to pay for it. As long as there's enough money in your account or even enough margin in your account available for that. So a market order you would almost never want to use unless there's just so much of the stock trading that it's really not going to make a difference. Okay. So you need to understand that difference first. Now I can explain what happens. So it often, almost exclusively happens in after hours where suddenly, and you've seen it before, you'll see a chart. You just type in whatever ticker you're interested in on Google, and you'll see an after hours chart. You'll see this huge V. It'll drop straight down. It'll go straight back up. So it's trading at like $130. Boom, $70, right back up to $130. Well, what was that? What was that $70? That $70 was somebody placing a market order to sell their stocks, a market sale of their shares. While somebody on the other side had an order, possibly a limit order, set extremely low, fishing for an idiot. So let's take a look at some examples of this happening in the real world. I've taken so many screenshots, and for some reason, as I'm preparing for this video, I've got my wrong computer and I don't have all of them, but I have 4, and you'll get a good idea from these. So let's take a look. All right, my idiots folder. Okay. Here we go. Microsoft sadness. So as you can see here, it was trading at, let's see, after hours, it was up $1.38. So it's basically 207, 207. And here we go. Suddenly, boom, drops all the way basically to 197. So $10 off. So I don't know if that was 100 shares, 1,000 shares, 5 shares. Somebody bought those stocks $10 off. Now let's look at this Tesla example. Tesla awful, this one's called. So in this example, the stock dropped. Let's see, it was trading at 461 here. Suddenly it drops to 446.55. So basically 15 bucks. 15 bucks off that stock price, boom, shoots right back up. Again, that was a limit order, but wait till you see this one. This has got to be the most egregious example of this. Here we go. This was last earnings, not the last earnings, but the previous earnings. July 22nd, Tesla reported their earnings. It was trading after hours up to $1,687. Look at this, $1,687. Clicking along. At 5:35 p.m., it drops to $399.33. $399.33. Somebody sold their shares of Tesla literally over $1,000 off per share. That person did not get their shares back. There's no customer service line to call and say, yeah, you know what? I placed a market order like an idiot, and this is what happened. So somebody got to buy those. Was it you? Was it me? Well, it wasn't me. Maybe it was you, but it was somebody. And fortune favors those who are willing to take the shot. So this is what happens. Let me give you, but it works the other way too. And this next example is one that I did myself. So let's bring this up on screen. Here we go. This is a ticker TGB. This is a mining company. It was just basically a penny stock. I owned a little of it, not much. And I sold this for 76.8 cents at 4 a.m. when the market opened on WeBull. So I'm going to show you. So let's launch WeBull. All right, here we go. Let's go to orders, and then we're going to go, let's see, time, custom range. We're going to say July 30th to July 31st, okay? And here we go. Let's find it. We sold TGB 100 shares. As you can see here, it was sold for 76.87 cents at exactly 4 a.m. Now, it was only 100 shares, but I did this to basically prove that this is something that anybody can do. Anybody can do this. And I only sold 100 shares because, frankly, I don't feel entirely right doing this, okay? I don't want to sell my shares for 20% higher to some person that accidentally left an order in, but I wanted to prove that this was possible. And in fact, I'm on a Discord that I'm part of. I went in there and everyone who was trading this, I said, listen, don't get excited. This was just me doing a test. This is going to drop right back down to 65 cents. And of course it did. If you look at a chart from that day, it didn't stay at 77 cents. It dropped right back down. In fact, I think it traded lower that day. But the point is that this kind of, I don't want to call it manipulation, but in a way, this kind of action is possible, even for a small time trader like me or like you. So I'm going to share a slightly embarrassing story, how I even learned about this. So way back in 2006, now I'd already been trading for about 5 years. My first time I started trading, I think, was 2001. But it was a few years off, and online trading was still relatively new. So in 2006, I'm trading, and I own Ingersoll Rand stock. Now, after hours, for whatever reason, I panic out. And at the time, it was a lot easier to place market orders, okay? So I placed a market order, sale, and sure enough, the thing, boop, 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 drops down to my sale and shoots right back up. Okay, whatever, learn my lesson. If that's not humiliating enough that I had to go through that, the very next time Kramer's on Mad Money, he decides he's going to talk about what he calls the Wild West of trading, which is after hours trading. He uses literally my sale as his example of the clown who made this idiotic sale of Ingersoll Rand afterwards. I'm still bound and determined to find that show. I will find it and I will post it. And maybe if I can find my trade confirmation so I can confirm this actually happened. But sure enough, he talked about my transaction. It was my 1 minute of fame, or infame, if you want to say. And it was my lesson. But you have this opportunity, whether you're the guy that buys Tesla at $399 when it's trading at $1,600, or you're the person who sells a penny stock 20% higher at the open because somebody left their order open the night before. This is possible. Now, the thing you want to realize is this doesn't work on every platform. You have to have a direct-to-market trading platform like Thinkorswim, which is part of TD-Ameritrade. Because if you're not trading direct-to-market, your order is being sold to a market maker who's then taking that order and selling it and, basically matching you up with other orders out there. And they make a commission on that. So do you think they're going to bequeath unto you Tesla shares when they're trading at $1,600 for the price of $399? Not a chance. They're going to go to somebody else. But if you're trading direct to market like you can with TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim, you have a chance to put your line in the water and be part of that fishing, right? Now, I don't do it anymore because in a way, with every transaction, there's a winner and a loser. But that's clear cut. There's a huge loser and a huge winner. So I'll leave that game for other people to play, but it's available to play. And honestly, if you're watching my videos, I'd rather you do it than somebody else. But you get the idea. So you're going to need to use a platform that is direct to market. You're going to have to place a lot of orders. Now, to show you how to do that, so here's what we're going to do. Let's just place an order. Let's go to trade. You know what? We're going to, in this case, let's say we want to buy Apple. Now we're going to place a buy order. Let's say we just want to buy 10 shares, but we want to buy them at $65.02. I don't know, and 2 cents because reasons. And then the time in force is going to be good till cancel and extended hours. So GTC is good till I cancel it plus extended hours. And then I can set an expiration date. So just for the fun of it, I'll say I want to end it at the end of the year. I'll let this go to the end of the year. So I'm basically saying I am willing to buy 10 shares of Apple at the limit price of $65.02 anytime between now and December 31st, 2020. So I review the order and I say yes, place order. Now it may sit here and never get filled ever, but it might. So as long as the stock trades after hours and pre-market, you have a chance to do this. Now, is it likely to work? No, but is it going to work for somebody? Yes. And if you put, what does it cost you to put in 500 orders? All it costs you is time. So if you're willing to put in the time, or you have the time to place all these orders, you have the opportunity to be the one to be able to cash in on these mistakes that people make. Now, they're going to make the mistake anyway. So if you're a decent human being and are going to do something decent with the money, then why not be the person to receive the benefit from that? Anyway, it's probably a little overly long to teach you this one technique, but I say go out there and do it. And if you do it and you're successful, please let me know. I'd be dying to hear about that. I've successfully done it. I did it as a test, and I still felt bad, even though it was literally like $70 in shares. It was not that much money. I still feel a little bad that the person overpaid me, I don't know, 15 cents or whatever it was. But this is something you can give a shot to trying. Anyway, well, if you know me, you know that I'm not going to be asking you for 2 free stocks. I'm not going to ask you to smash the like button or do this or do that or whatever. I'm not picking on anyone who does that because they probably just need it more than I do. Find somebody, okay, if nobody else will take your 2 free shares, I'll be the one to take them, but try and find someone in your life that you can share that with. That's pretty cool too. That's it. I'm Woof, Stock Attacks. Have a really good week and a good month and a good year, and I hope you're doing great.